How do you land your first social media agency client as a beginner? So you're all juiced up, you just finished a social media marketing course, or you're trying to get into social media marketing and you're telling yourself, how am I gonna land my first client when I have no experience? I'm a total beginner. You got a ton of confidence, but you don't know the first thing about acquiring a new client. Not only that, but it's just like you got out of college and all the companies want 5 years of experience before you can start. It's the age-old question of how am I going to find a company that wants experience when I can't get the job that gives me the experience? So it's the same thing with digital marketing. How am I going to get a client to pay me a ton of money to manage his social media accounts when I don't have any case studies of my prior work to show him that I can get results for the social media accounts? Now, most gurus will teach you to lower your price point and do the social media services for almost nothing. But I'm going to tell you that that doesn't work. Let's think about it like this. You have a problem with your heart and you found a doctor that says that he'll do the heart surgery for free because he doesn't have much experience and he's looking to land more clients and gain the experience off your operation. Now, what are you going to do when a heart doctor tells you that? You're probably going to run out of the office. It's the same thing for your social media agency. You're going to end up finding a second opinion and go to a doctor that you know is going to charge you $10,000, but there's experience behind that scalpel. You and everybody else are going to find a higher value and a high price point. When you pay a high price point for something, you know, or at least think that the information or service you're going to get behind that price point has high value. So lowering your price point and pitching to a customer is not going to do you any good. It's going to hurt you in the long run, and the client's not going to have as much respect for you versus if you charge your regular prices. So we are going to keep our prices the same. Now, it actually wasn't that stressful for me to land my first client. I landed my first client on a networking app, and I teach you all how to do this in my course, Build a Life on Your Own Terms. And I've actually made a free 20-minute training video on everything you need to know about digital marketing. What social media marketing is, how to get started, who can get started, and everything you need to know to start a profitable agency. So if you're interested in that training, at the end of this video, I'll show you how you can get your hands on it. So how are you going to land your first client with little to no experience? Well, you're not going to land any clients if you don't get out there and start trying. Most agency owners get done with their course or get stuck in the analysis paralysis phase of it. They want to spend weeks at a time mastering SEO, mastering email marketing, and it stops them from getting out and doing what matters most, acquiring clients. You are not going to get paid as an agency owner if you do not go out and pitch clients and get people to sign the retainer. If there's no clients, there's no money. You could be a master of SEO, but if you're not providing the service to somebody, you're not going to get paid. Listen, there's a pool full of money and you may not be the best swimmer. But if you want that money bad enough, you'll jump in and figure out how to swim once you hit the water. It's the same thing with marketing. Dive in, start pitching clients, start getting retainers, and then worry about the result side on the back end. Take massive action. So that's my first tip. Now listen, one thing you're not going to have in the beginning is social authority, but I'm going to teach you a little trick that we like to call social hijacking. Social hijacking is when you ride off of somebody that does have that social proof, that does have their social authority. And there's nothing wrong with pitching a client, mentioning who you learned your social media marketing services from. I used this a lot when I was pitching my first clients, telling people who I was learning from, who I was working with, and you can do the same. So if you're a student of my social media marketing services, it's easy to say, well, I learned from Ryan Bolska, and showing my website and showing my Instagram and showing the social proof that I've built online. When people see that you've learned from somebody knowledgeable, they'll be more willing to trust you and let you provide those services. Which leads me to my next tip. Team up with somebody that knows what they're doing. Team up with somebody that has a profitable social media agency, that knows how to get the results. So that way you know on the back end you'll have somebody there to help you and hold your hand along your journey. You won't be as worried about getting the results, which will give you more time to focus on what really counts, and that's pitching and retaining new clients. So if you know somebody who's already seeing results, or know somebody that's good with Facebook ads, or even outsource it on freelancer sites like Fiverr and Upwork, you'll be able to feel a lot better about providing your services and pitching clients. This is what I do for the students in my mastermind. I literally handle the results side of it so they can focus on just going out, pitching, and selling their services. And it also helps them in the long run retaining their customers, because generally a client is only going to last about 3 to 4 months with you not providing them results before they cancel their monthly retainer. So definitely don't be in it for a cash grab and focus on providing results after you land a client. One major tip I can give you is to focus on one niche in one particular business that you are going to go after. Think of a business you want to go after and learn every aspect about that business. If you're going to go after restaurants, get ebooks on restaurants, take courses on restaurants, learn every aspect of being a restaurant owner, even though you aren't a restaurant owner, so that you know how you can best market that business. And when you break that barrier with a restaurant owner while you're pitching him, and he sees that you have a lot of knowledge on the restaurant industry, he's going to be more willing to hire you to run his social media ad campaigns and accounts. And not only that, but once you land that first client in the restaurant industry, you can scale the processes and go after other restaurant industries. And that's one of the major ways to scale a digital marketing service, is to go after one niche in particular and then scale your process along the way. You don't want to be focusing on 10 different businesses and having 10 different pieces of content to create. You want to take one piece of content and be able to use it for 10 different businesses. And you can easily do that by focusing on one key business. If you know a lot about health, if you know a lot about fitness, if you know a lot about working out, go after gyms, go after personal trainers, because the thing that you use to promote their business, you can use to promote any other personal trainer or gym in the area. So it's an easy way to scale a marketing business to over $100,000 a year, focusing on one specific business and one specific market. That's where some of these successful agency owners excel at. Which leads me to my last tip. You want to leverage intent-based marketing. Now, what do I mean by that? Start setting up landing pages, create a YouTube channel, start creating videos that teach people what your services do and the services you provide. Start giving away free informational content that's going to help people build trust in your brand. Give away value for free so that people know you're not out there trying to scam them out of your money. Actually provide value to people. And what you could do when you create these videos is you could start to generate traffic, whether through paid advertising or organic reach, and start driving business owners and potential qualifying clients to these videos. Let them learn about what you're doing. Let them build that trust with your brand. Not only will this help, but it will take away the sales part from you and make you into more of a closer. By the time you meet with the client, they'll already see the value in your services, and they'll be a lot easier to close. And not only that, but if the client's wary about whether or not your services will work for his business, a major selling point when you're standing in front of them is saying, well, I know my services work because you're standing in front of me. And if it works for my business, it's going to work for yours. Huge way to land clients, especially if you've brought them in from some of your intent-based marketing. So listen guys, these were just a few tips on landing your first client for your social media marketing agency with little or no experience. If you're interested in learning about how to create your own digital marketing agency, I have a free 20-minute training guide that I give, and I've linked that in the description below. It's free. All you gotta do is put your email address in, and I will send you a link to the free training video where you can learn how to build and scale a marketing agency. Guys, if you found value in this video, please hit that like button. Please click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Turn that bell on so that you can stay tuned for future videos, and I will see you on the next one.